What is up, guys? Randomonium here. So I told you guys that if somebody sent me a replay, that I would do a replay review, and I got somebody. I got my first victim, or the first person that maybe I can have a little bit of fun with. So we're gonna be focusing on our top laner here, our Galio hero Jaws. And this video, we're gonna basically put him up on a pedestal and try and you know, talk about all the great stuff he does in this game, and we're also going to tear him down a few pegs and make fun of him when he makes mistakes, and that's just part of the fun. So we're going to, yeah, that's the whole goal of this, is to have a little bit of fun, do a little bit of analysis, get to know each other a little bit better, and at the end of this video, you guys are going to try and guess what elo these players are. And I haven't looked at their opg.gg yet, and no cheating. You guys aren't allowed to look either. And I'm going to try and guess not only what elo Jaws is, but what elo some of his opponents are and some of his teammates are. And this is going to be kind of, you know, the game that we play. And if there's any type of downtime during the video, I'll probably speed it up a little bit. And in the future, I'd love to talk about some topics that are like not league related, just kind of shoot the shit with you guys. I don't really have anything prepared today, so if there's a little bit of downtime, then I'll probably just talk a little bit about my background and maybe spitball a little bit on topics that maybe we can talk about in the future. But if you've got any topics that you want me to talk about, either league related or not league related, leave a comment, and no topic is off limits. I will happily talk about anything, whether it's, you know, my own personal life, or, you know, video games, or controversial topics, or what's my favorite food, or, you know, just random stuff. Like, I'll talk about anything. So come into lane, and the Teemo arrives late in lane, so we have to assume that the Nocturne probably started red side, right? The Teemo a lot of times will just kind of hide invisible here if the jungler starts on the bottom side, but he's not going to miss CS to be invisible, so that's a pretty good indicator the Nocturne started top side. So that's something that you can plan into your head as far as jungle pathing is concerned. Most junglers will do their buff, then they'll go to the opposite side of the map, they'll clear one camp, then do the second buff, and then they'll look for potentially doing a gank, or then they'll clear the rest of their jungle. So you don't really have much to worry about, I would say, early, until probably about like level 4, unless he does some type of really cheesy route. As far as this actual lane matchup is concerned, the Galio versus the Teemo, you know, Teemo is designed to be a lane bully, but Galio can do pretty decent into him, and really your job in this lane is just to not die to the Teemo. As long as you don't feed the Teemo, you are going to outscale him, you're going to be much more useful in the later portion of the game. Ooh. Okay, so this was a very good trade, and I definitely want to applaud you on this. So watch this. You walk up into the brush, so you break vision on the Teemo, and that allows you to get your wind up. I feel like you could have held that your taunt a little bit longer and actually walked past him, because you've got a bunch more minions than he does, so this should be a favorable trade for you. You walk past him, and then you use your Q, your Winds of War, and things like that, and then it should be a pretty favorable trade for you. But since you're backing off here, you're giving Teemo an opportunity to get some damage back onto you, but he's going to draw all this minion aggro, and it should still be a favorable trade for you. But I think you probably could have punished him a little bit more, maybe even gotten his flash once your cooldowns came back up, once you got your Q back up. But yeah, the whole point of this laning phase, if you're going up against a Teemo with Ignite, or really any top laner with Ignite, is just survive. Like, do not give up early kills. Do not let them snowball the lane out of control, because you should be able to outscale them. You should be able to be more useful in the later portions of the game with your teleport, with your ultimate, with your crowd control, things like that. This is actually, I'd actually like this play by the Rengar coming up here and trying to do a lane gank, but unfortunately he stepped, you know, he's right on top of a ward and he doesn't realize it. So one way that you could have detected that maybe there was a ward there is the Teemo immediately backed off. So that's a sign that he does have a ward down there. And if it doesn't look like the Teemo's falling for the gank, you can definitely always ping your jungler off if you feel like he's wasting too much time on a failed gank opportunity. Because if you have a good enemy jungler, like if this Nocturne was actually good at jungling, he would be, you know, stealing chickens, maybe even stealing Krugs, warding up this side of the jungle, you know, causing all sorts of havoc in this bot side of the map, but he's not. So that's another indicator that the Nocturne's probably not very high elo. So yeah, that's interesting so far. Let's take a look at the CS numbers, and we just passed 5 minutes. And the highest CS number in the game is 29, which is not great. Actually, sorry, the Vayne actually was a little bit higher than that. But ooh, that's pretty bad. The Jinx is at 13, the Teemo's at 15. These are the type of CS numbers that you see in a lot of bronze games, I would say. I would say your CS is pretty good. Your CS is probably like silver gold range. Vayne's CS is gold, pretty solid gold range, I would say. Usually your goal is to get about 35 CS by the 5-minute mark. That's pretty damn close to near perfect CS. But yeah, I would say Jinx probably pretty low, Teemo probably pretty low. Based off of the jungle routes of the junglers, I'd say both Nocturne and Rengar are also pretty low. They haven't had very efficient jungle clears. You definitely seem like you're probably higher ranked than a lot of these people. The Vayne seems like she's a lot higher ranked. And it's hard to tell yet about the Kassadin and the Twisted Fate, or the Morgana and the Braum. Ooh, that's not good. Vayne getting a kill. So, one question I have for you is, why do you keep pushing the lane? So you've got slight experience advantage, I think. You've got a pretty commanding CS lead. You're beating him in the lane. There's no reason to keep pushing, right? Because it opens you up to ganks, and it actually... Oh my god, what are you doing? I think you just killed yourself. Yep. Yeah, there's no reason to do that, man. You've won the lane. Like, you've already... I mean, the Teemo is at... what health is he at? 175. You've won the lane. Like, you don't need to kill your lane opponent to win the lane. All you have to do is zone him away from the minion waves, and then just build up a larger and larger CS lead and a larger and larger experience lead. And then once you get like a level or two advantage on your opponent, he literally can't do anything. He's pretty much useless for like the next 10 to 15 minutes in the game. So all you had to do was just push the wave into tower, wait for it to reset, and then stand in front of the minion wave so that the Teemo can't come near the minion wave without risking you engaging on him. And then all you do is last hit. And the wave will slowly push to him, but it will be a very, very slow push, and he'll miss out on experience, he'll miss out on gold, and you don't need to do any of this crazy shenanigans like trying to tower dive and blow flash and stuff. You will come out slightly ahead because you did kill him, and you have teleport, but there's no reason to go for that, because at best case scenario it's probably going to be a 1-for-1. If you blow flash to get in, you're probably gonna die at this level. At higher levels you can do it. You're using your ultimate. That's a good play. You save the Rengar, and you should be able to pick up the kill with this thing. What the hell was that ultimate? I think that Twisted Fate just kind of had a panic ultimate. He just like hit all the buttons as fast as he could. Yeah, because you know, TF's ultimate doesn't do damage, so there's no reason to pop it when you're about to die. But anyway, Yeah, so I'd say so far, you know, that was a good awareness play by you to come in and save your Rengar. CSing is not bad, not amazing, but not bad. But the biggest issue that I've seen so far is that you seem to have it in your head that you need to kill your opponent in order to win the laning phase, when that's not the case, especially in this matchup, Galio versus Teemo. Teemo with Ignite. You don't have to kill him to win the lane, you just have to go even and get, you know, more CS than him. And then also, it doesn't seem like you're thinking about what you should be doing with the lane. You're just push, 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 and there's no reason for it. There's no reason to do it, right? You can just literally just step up here where the caster creeps are, and the Teemo can never come near you. Like, look at all this CS and farm that he could be missing out on. So, the other thing that I probably should mention is that since there's a Nocturne in the game, since he's hit level 6, and the way that you know that he's hit level 6 is because your Rengar is level 6. So you can tell that he's usually the if your jungler is level 6 and the enemy jungler is probably level 6 too. What the frick was that? He could just completely wasted his ult. Okay. Freaking squirrels distracting me. But you need to change your warding patterns when you have a Nocturne on the enemy team. It's the same thing like if you have a Zac on the enemy team. Is that like this little dinky ward here, this doesn't do anything. Same with Twisted Fate. They've got Twisted Fate and a Nocturne on their team. You need to be warding like down by Scuttle Crab, or you need to be warding over this wall, like by the Blast Cone could be possible. Or if you push it under tower, you can actually come up here and like ward up here by like the Krugs or something like that. Those wards will be able to better spot out the Twisted Fate plays, the Twisted Fate ultimates, or the Nocturne ultimates. So just keep that in your head, right? Most champions, there's a pretty standard places that you ward, but there are certain champions like Zac, Nocturne, Twisted Fate, Talia, Rise, you know, those people who have the Pantheon, that you need to alter how you ward when possible. Like, obviously you're not going to be able to get super deep wards whenever you want. I have no idea what this Twisted Fate is doing. He's missing on a ton of farm and his tower might go down, and he's just sitting here. I guess he's trying to roam up and get a gank on you. Okay. Let's count how long it takes you to realize that this gank is coming. Let's play a little game here. So here he is. Actually, here I should probably change the vision. Change the vision so that we're on blue side. So, boop, right there. He pops in 11, 12. So now let's just go up here and let's just watch you. I think there you noticed it. It's about 11, 15. So not horrible, but yeah, you didn't. I don't think you noticed it until the danger ping came out. From Rengar. I think it was the one who gave it to you. And also Kassadin. So, yeah. If you put down a ward, right, you know, every single time in between CS, you should be looking at the mini-map to try and detect when a gank is coming. Ooh, that's unfortunate. So, if you had gotten that, you would have gotten out. Now, I think you're probably dead. Well, you got flash. You could possibly flash. Let's see if you can play that better.
Lucky there.
So, oh, now it says flash is on cooldown. That's odd. That must be a spectator bug. Yeah, I think that as soon as he is able to block your E, that you're most likely dead to rights, and you probably should just try and turn on this Teemo. Also, I feel like you probably could have done a better job with your taunt. Yeah, you didn't need to. I think you wasted your taunt there. You should have saved it. And then all you have to do is kite back into your minion wave, and then you just hold down your taunt for the entire duration, and they'll be tanking the minions for that entire time, and you'll probably at least go 1 for 1 in that situation. So, minor mistake. Just think about that, right? you know, you should always have a game plan in your head, like, what am I going to do if the Nocturne ults me right this second? Or what am I going to do if the Twisted Fate comes up? Oh, I need to rewind that. So, Rengar comes up. Let's look at this in all of its glory. Oh.
Just getting started.
Bravo. Bravo, Twisted Fate. Let's watch it one more time just for fun. Bravo, Twisted Fate. Flash, gold card, minion. Suicides. I love that. That was a meme quality flash there. That was juicy. I love that. So yeah, I would say that if there's any doubt before with, you know, the standing in Rift Herald pit for, you know, a minute, I think that flash gold card kind of sealed the deal for our Twisted Fate, and I would say that he's most likely bronze, just based off of. I mean, his CS isn't horrible. I mean, well, actually, yeah, it is. It's 51 CS at 13 minutes. That's pretty damn bad. So bad CS. Stands around and wastes a lot of time, loses a lot of experience and farm and things like that, and then winds up flash gold carding a minion. So yeah, that definitely it smells like bronze to me, definitely. So another thing, this Nocturne walked right over a ward again. Let's see when he shows up. There. So 31. You don't spot him till right there. You don't spot him until he's literally right on top of you. So, second time, right? Second time that this has happened, where you've just been in freaking La La Land, just zoned out farming, which is, I mean, it's good. CS is good, and your CS is not bad, but you're focusing too much on CSing it. You should be trying to every single time in between a CS, when it's like the minion is not going to immediately die, you should be looking at your minimap, right? You need to improve that minimap awareness. You need to get used to you know, either moving your head, or actually you don't even need to move your head. You can just move your eyeballs a little bit, and you can look down there. And like if your settings aren't set up, like you should always try to have your minimap as big as possible. Like if I could have my minimap like, you know, on my second monitor or even bigger, then I would. But you should always be shifting your eye focus back and forth between the minimap and your lane. Again, I feel like your W, you're using it at suboptimal times, right? The whole purpose of the W in the disengage aspect is the damage reduction. So you want to try and use it to maximize the amount of damage reduction that you get, and then maximize the amount of you know, damage you can soak. And then when you're using it for engage, obviously it's the taunt that's the important part. So the Nocturne is standing on this ward here. He's most likely still there. I definitely wouldn't push up that far without warding again. But yeah. Yep, he's still there. Okay. He just wasted a ton of time. That was really bad by him. Yet again, this is another opportunity for the Rengar to be invading. Like, the blue's up, he could steal that. And he could pretty much take this entire blue side jungle. And, yeah. That was also another really telegraphed play. So, you know, the Nocturne was right up here, and then he walks away. He sees the freaking low health Kassadin. Of course he's going to immediately go down there. So as the Kassadin, you should be moving away immediately. As soon as that Nocturne goes out of vision, you should be getting the hell out of dodge. Just like, get the fuck out of there, because he's probably coming for that booty. Yeah. So you've been playing pretty well. Can't say the same for your team. You've been playing pretty well. You're definitely dominating the crap out of this Teemo. You've almost doubled his CS. And if you keep this up, you should Flame Horizon him. You've already got your Rod of Ages, just fine. You can, I mean, it's going to make your scaling even better. At this point, I don't think you need to push. I think you can probably bait him. Up, Twist of Fate teleports up. That's a fine flash. I'm okay with that flash. Yep, that's exactly what you want to do. So you're learning from your mistakes there. You held down the taunt for the whole duration, got the full crowd or the full damage reduction that entire time. So that's much better than what you've done previously. Rengar's moving up. This should be a kill, especially if the Teemo sticks around. But yeah, this should be a pretty easy kill for you. Yeah, get dunked. So yeah, let's turn back on all, just so we can see. Yeah, Teemo's right there, but of course you can't see him. You guys should be freaking jumping on this Nocturne. This Nocturne has no business. Like, as soon as you see this, you should be like, ooh, free 300 gold right here. Just freaking take his lunch money. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, he should not be able to walk through this area. Okay, Rengar finally jumps on him, and that's a kill. But yeah, like, if it's a 1v3, like, he should not be able to walk through here safely. You should just be all over him. Make him take the long way around. Make him lose some CS. Make him lose experience. So Cassin's doing the right thing. He keeps pushing. Morgana, I don't think she needed to be up here for this long. You could have just pushed the lane solo. She could have gone back bot lane and helped out her Jinx. But I can understand that she's probably a little bit tilted right now since the Vayne is pretty damn fed. This is a horrible play. Let me take a look at that again. So this Rengar doesn't seem to understand that Rengar, when he ults, it's not stealth, it's just camouflage. So as soon as he gets here, the Braum can see him, right? Yeah, you can see the Braum attacked him. So I don't know if this guy's just not experienced with the Rengar or what, but he's pretty much suiciding right now. Because there's no way that Rengar and Jinx in their current state are going to be able to kill off this fed Vayne. Yep. That should be a double. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, not a very good decision. So, you guys are still in it, but this Vayne is becoming a problem, and I think you mentioned in your email to me that the Vayne winds up getting like 40-something kills by the end of this game. So I'm going to speed things up for the sake of, you know, not making this video too long. Yeah, it is a pretty long game, but we're mainly just going to focus on the macro movements. So you guys are able to get quite a few kills. You're able to punish them for overstaying, but you guys aren't really pushing towers that much. Drake's still up. Rift Herald is going to be going down very shortly. Wait, what happened there? Alright. You and Jinx. Okay. As soon as the Braum shows, this no longer becomes a good idea. Like, I know you can't see the Teemo yet, but you know that the Rengar is not going to be able to join. You know that the Twisted Fate's not going to be able to join. Sorry, the Cassin's not going to be able to join. The Twisted Fate can join with his ultimate. The Vayne is very close. She can join. So, and you have no idea where the Teemo is. So if the Teemo happens to be in this bush, which he is, it turns into a really bad fight for you guys. So when you're considering whether or not to fight in these kind of mid-game scenarios, you're not going to always know where the enemy team is, obviously, but you want to assume worst case scenario, and then you want to look at your teammates where they are on the map and say, is this really the best idea, right? If the Rengar was clearing his red, then yeah, maybe you can go for that kind of play, but if the Rengar's on the top side of the map, the Kassadin's nowhere near you, you know, best case scenario, it's a 3v3 with the fed Vayne coming in a little bit late. Worst case scenario, it could be a 3v5. So you just gotta keep that in the back of your head. Like, what is the worst thing that could happen right now, and is it worth taking that risk? So now you guys are just in pretty much wave clear duty. You teleport up the top lane, and then you come down here to save the Kassadin, I guess. You make the right call. Yes, you should be trying to push the tower. This is horrible by Kassadin, trying to bush bait and try and get a kill. This tower is going to be way more worth than a kill. And now the Kassadin may have killed himself. Ooh, you're able to get the pick. Good job. Alright, so yeah, I like your decision to go top lane and try and push and get that tower. Meanwhile, I would be trying to ping your team to start up Drake. So push, push, push. Should be able to kill this pretty easily. I don't think the team can stop you in any way, shape, or form. You're hoping that you can draw some aggro from the enemy team, and then you pretty much are just gonna take the tower and then just try and run away. So you get the tower. You're sticking around a little bit too long. I would say that you want to, as soon as the tower drops, you should try and leave, because you have no idea where a lot of these people are. It looks like the TF just looked over a ward, so at least you know he's there. Good, good, good. So you should be able to come over to this blast cone and hop over. And what the frick's going on with your team down here? Did they just get 2v3'd? What am I watching right now? Like, you guys, they could have killed the Vayne if any one of them had some freaking cojones. Like, Rengar ults, like, she's on the Morgana, so Rengar ults, he jumps in, Jinx chompers, and between the two of them, they should be able to burst down this Vayne. But Rengar acts like a pussy. And then as soon as Rengar goes in, Jinx acts like a pussy. And this is going to wind up with Vayne probably getting a triple kill. Yep. Alright, get the Drake too. Perfect, fantastic. So because Vayne just got that triple kill, their entire team is up. Baron's the right call for them right here. They should be going for a Baron. So if I were you, I'd be putting down a ward right here. I'd be trying to get Scuttle Crab, because you should anticipate that they're going to go for Baron if they know what they're doing. Not sure if they do. Let's find out. Doesn't look like it. They're not. I mean, Nocturne's going down towards bot side. Vayne's just giving up this entire wave, this entire massive wave. So that's interesting. Yeah, so they pretty much did the worst possible decision they could make, which is they just go back to farming their jungle, and they don't try to pressure objectives, and they don't clear out this ridiculously huge wave that's on the bot side. Yeah, that's a lot of experience, a lot of gold that just got squandered. Like, you want to pick up these waves. This is how you build up level leads, with these type of huge waves. So that's unfortunate. I would say that based off of that kind of decision making, most likely not very high. What the heck just happened again? I'm trying to speed this up, but every time I speed it up, something happens, and I have to slow it back down again. So I apologize if this video is going a bit longer. Yep, he got her. She should be dead. So the exhaust comes down. The only way that Vayne wins this is if she lands the condemn into the wall, which she does. That's really freaking pathetic. Like, that's like, everybody knows like I would hope that everybody knows what Vayne's abilities are, knows that she's going to try and set up that condemn into the wall. So all you got to do is stay on this side of her, and she can't do that. If she knocks you back, then oh well, you're back underneath your tower, or, you know, that's, you know, whatever. That's fine. Braum flashes over, Rengar gets really thirsty, he's going for the kill. But you guys see these two people, right? You see Nocturne, you see Twisted Fate, you see that they're coming around to help the Braum. So this is a 2v3. The Morgana's not going to get there in time, so he should be backing off, especially since he just got exhausted. You've got the Summoner spell, back off, ping him off, and this is probably going to get you guys killed. That was a cute little tactic you did there. I saw that. You'd use the Blast Cone to kill off the Twisted Fate. Not sure if you win this though. Nope, you lost it. Okay. Yeah, that was a very poor play. You walked right into an unfair fight. What the frick was that? It's like she pressed E instead of... She pressed E first rather than pressing Q, because if she binded him, then she would have killed him. Okay, this is some interesting gameplay. I'm glad you sent me this replay, because this stuff is pretty amazing. Not many games I get to watch where you've got somebody with a 100 CS at the 25-minute mark. Though I have seen worse. I have seen people who have not cracked the 100 CS mark in 30 minutes, and I'm talking about laners, not junglers. Actual laners didn't crack the 100 CS mark in 30 minutes. So your teammates are doing a little bit better than some of the teammates that I've had in the past. So at this point of the game, the lead is not that bad. It's really just the Vayne. So your whole goal in life is to pick off the Vayne, and then push lanes. Like, push lanes as much as you can. As soon as I speed up, of course another fight happens. You're able to kill off the Vayne, but let's see what you guys do once this happens. So you go to teleport to top lane to catch it, which is fine, but we got Cassidon chasing. We got the Morgana chasing. We got the Jinx doing random stuff. Like, you guys could go Baron here. Nocturne's down for washing now, maybe not with the Vayne coming back up. But you can at least push out these waves, and actually I would probably put a priority on getting bot lane pushing, so you can hopefully draw some pressure down there or possibly get that tower. Looks like that's what Jinx is doing. You didn't need both of you guys to go down there. So as soon as both Jinx and Rengar showed bot lane, the enemy team could have gone for Baron, and there would have been nothing you guys could have done to stop it. Instead, they're deciding to push mid, just two people, just trying to, solo carry the game, while the Teemo and the Nocturne just go for red buff. That's really freaking odd. You guys are able to clean up. It winds up being a 4 for 1 Baron. Like, why not Baron? Like, seriously. The jungler is dead. You guys could have easily gone for Baron in that time. At the very least, set up for Drake. Good job. You're gonna pick up a double kill. More Clown Fiesta. I wish I had some clown music like Nice does. Vayne is just determined to freaking push this lane over and over and over again. Just pushing. They could easily get a tower up here if they wanted.
Red team has slain the dragon.
They finally get dragon, so that's the second dragon in 30 minutes. There's been 4 or 5 chances to get Baron that haven't been taken advantage of. So right there, the Kassadin, he used the Blast Cone to come over this wall to kind of set up a bait, but then the Twisted Fate uses Ultimate, and obviously he can see the Kassadin, and he ports right over to Kassadin and kills him. So that indicates that Kassadin doesn't really know what the TF Ultimate does, or he wasn't paying attention. The TF was ulting. I don't know how you can miss the big huge thing over your head, but somehow he missed it. So yeah, another indicator that I'm guessing this is probably not a very high level game. Vayne was trying to solo the Baron. That never works out. You're able to get the kill. And you're going fucking monstrous in this. Okay, yeah. Now at this point, just disengage. What can you do? You can push out top lane. You can steal their jungle. You can get mid lane pushing in your favor. There's not much you can do by yourself. It's kind of unfortunate. I mean, the thing that gets you guys back into this game is Baron, and you should be identifying that as one of your possible win conditions. Do not understand these TPs top lane. That was really freaking weird. And then it looks like you guys are setting up a bush bait. Yeah, you got Morgana sitting here, you're sitting here, Kassadin's coming back. But there's no chance that this is going to work because of the Jinx being bot lane and the Rengar being bot side as well. So, like, again, it's the same thing, right? You need to always assume worst case scenario, so you guys just get collapsed on in this 3v3. And Morgana just freaking bails, just the right decision. Kassadin just immediately Zhonya's, which is weird. And yeah, there's no way that you're going to win this fight. Because the Vayne's fed, the only damage you have is the Kassadin, and he just gets immediately, you know, stomped. Another phenomenal Jinx rocket. That's beautiful. And if the enemy team was smart, they could go for Baron right now, or at least they could set it up and try and bait the Rengar in. They need to sweep first, or they need to have a pink ward. And the other fact that nobody's buying pink wards, that's another sign that pretty low elo game. You know, both Braum and Morgana haven't swapped out for a red trinket when they've got, you know, Sightstone and things like that. Actually, Braum doesn't even have Sightstone, but the Morgana's got Sightstone. Yeah, like no red trinkets, no Farsight totems, no pink wards. You know, a lot of common things that we see in lower elo. Wow, that was awesome by the Twisted Fate. Ports in, blue card. Like, what was the point of porting in if you don't pull a gold card and try and lock down the Morgana? But they're able to get the kill anyway. Another interesting play, just trying to tank the tower. And because of that, you know, Twisted Fate's at half health, the Nocturne's at less than half health. But it looks like they're going to get it. Looks like they're going to get it. Braum's tanky enough that they're going to get it. So let's speed this up. So this is a horrible idea, right? Because Nocturne's in base, and Rengar is somewhere on the map. They don't know where he is. So this is like free dinner for Rengar. Ooh, he got it. I believe that was at like 100 health he smited. So not the best smite. Let's see if we can see exactly when it happens. 102. Smited at 102. So definitely not the best smite ever. Jinx winds up killing herself again. But yeah, that's why you don't go for Baron while your jungler is not there. And that's why you always sweep the Baron pit. That's why you always place a pink ward in the Baron pit before you go for it. If you do not have a pink ward, if you have not swept the Baron pit, then you should never go for Baron pit unless you've pretty much like aced the team and there's no chance that they can steal it. So that gets your team back in the game. Vayne is just trying to 1v9. This Teemo's been kind of useless for his team. I don't think he's participated in a kill in a long freaking time. Like, he's just kind of roaming around here, doing nothing, kind of being trolly, being useless. You know, Vayne and Braum are just trying to basically, 2v8 the game. So yeah, it's unclear how you guys lose this game. I'm assuming that the Vayne just gets way too fed for you guys to handle. Okay, another situation where Nocturne's down, Twisted Fate's down. They have no reason to be starting this Baron or the Elder Drake. You guys should be like on them immediately. You guys should just be up in that right now, because the concern is that your top inhib is down, right? So this is going to push into your tower in like 15-30 seconds. So if you don't go now, you're going to risk losing your Nexus tower. But you guys wait way too long. You guys don't engage, even though there was 2 of them dead. And now you're kind of in this limbo phase where some of you have to recall. I don't think that Rengar is the right choice to recall. He should always be playing around the objective to at least try to steal, possibly. You would be a good choice to clear out this wave, or the Caston, anybody who's got the TP. Jinx goes to mid lane, which was fine, but then I don't agree with her going top lane, because you're already going to be dealing with this, and I'm pretty sure they were clearing out the bot lane before this. Yeah, they saw the push going on in bot lane. So yeah, they're pushing bot lane this entire time. So you know that you're gonna need some help in bot lane, and then the Jinx is going top lane for some reason. I don't get it. So that's another misplay by the Jinx. You instead go bot lane. I'd say that ultimate was a little bit premature. Actually, ideally with this comp, you want to try and chain your ultimate either with the Rengar jumping in or the Kassadin using his Rift Walk forward. So you guys are doing the dance around Elder Drake now. Nobody's really doing much of anything. So instead of just standing here doing nothing, one of the things you can do is you can actually just push mid, right? And you force the enemy team to respond. And if the enemy team starts off Elder Drake, you can just come down river to contest. But you don't want to ever just be trying to just sit around here doing nothing. Like you're not gaining experience, you're not gaining gold doing this. You're just basically wasting time, which means that you're falling behind usually if you're just doing nothing. So again, same thing happens again. You get this in this limbo stage where you got to push out the top lane again, and we continue doing this Elder Drake dance. Vayne kills the Rengar, so they should be immediately going for Elder Drake. This is kind of a mistake by Vayne, I think, but she's just so fed that she's able to do it anyway. For you guys to engage, you guys needed a Kassadin, right? Because as soon as Braum puts up his E, all of Jinx's damage is negated, and there's no way that you're going to be able to burn through the Vayne when she's got both a Bork and a Bloodthirster. She's got double life steal. There's no way you're going to kill her. So you needed the Kassadin for that burst to be able to burst through the Vayne. And I'm guessing that this is probably GG or close to GG. So yeah, conclusion. I don't think you were that bad this game, right? I mean, your CS isn't great, but it's not horrible. I'd say it's pretty average, maybe slightly above average. I think that your laning phase or your CS during the laning phase was better than your CS when you got into the later stages of the game. So I feel like maybe you should try to keep up your CS mechanics all the way into the later portions of the game. Seems like you're decentralizing, like getting that CS, getting that farm, getting that, you know, that experience. You had a couple good ultis, but a lot of your ultis were premature. A lot of your taunts were premature. So try to wait those out a little bit longer. Try and wait out your ultimate to draw the enemy team in a little bit more, and also wait until the best time to negate the most damage with your W, unless you're engaging, in which case you use it to get that taunt off. Multiple times, you know, you had an enemy who stepped over a ward and you didn't notice it during the laning phase. So map awareness needs to be improved. You need to work on looking at your minimap in between CS. But overall, I would say that you were probably the best player on your team. It was clear that the Vayne was the best player on her team, and the Braum did a really good job supporting her. So my guess is that like the Twisted Fate, the Teemo, the Jinx, the Morgana, they're all probably bronze. The Kassadin could be bronze, maybe silver. Rengar was probably bronze. The Nocturne was pretty bad too. He's probably bronze. I'd say the Braum could be silver. You could be silver, and I think that probably the Vayne is a Smurf. Probably high gold, maybe low plat Smurf. Or he could be higher if Vayne just might not be his main champion, but he's definitely, I would say, at least high gold. You know, maybe low plat range Smurf. So let's see if I'm accurate, and I want to see what your guys' predictions are in the comment below. So if you haven't put in a comment saying what rank or what elo you think this was, definitely put that in the comment section right now, because I'm gonna show off like what he was. So let me see, and we'll pull it over here, and he was bronze 3. So let's find the game. I'm pretty sure this is it. It's got a Vayne, it's got a Jinx, it's got a Braum. Okay, that's probably it. So yeah, 6.1 CS, almost a 60% kill participation, 3 KDA, not bad. You actually did the highest damage on your team, which is shocking and kind of pathetic in a different way. It was good for you, bad for your team. And it looks like most of the people here were bronze. Jinx was bronze 5. Alright, checks with chart on that one. Nocturne was silver. That's surprising. I actually would have thought that if anyone's going to be silver, it was going to be you and probably the Braum. The Vayne was level 30, which that checks. She's probably a Smurf. 100,000 damage. Holy cow. That's insane. And then I think the last thing was your final build. Let's look at your final build. Like, I mean, we can lull over the Jinx building Thornmail. That's hilarious. But let's pick on you as well while we're at it. So you had a Rod of Ages, which I'm fine with. Liandry's. No reason to pick Liandry's in this matchup because they don't really have tanks, and your job isn't really to do damage. Ninja I like. Yeah, I mean that makes sense with both the Nocturne and the Vayne, especially the Vayne just getting so freaking fed. Banshee's Veil, disagree with that one. I think that you would have been much better off going with Abyssal Scepter. That's the the tank AP or the tank MR item now, and it would have helped your Kassadin with his damage. It would have helped the Morgana with her damage. So I think that you should have substituted in an Abyssal Scepter for that Banshee's Veil. Frozen Fist is fine. I think the Frozen Fist is a good item on Galio. And then a Rylai's. Rylai's I disagree with. I don't think that was an optimal choice. I would have preferred to have seen either a Gargoyle Stoneplate on you or a Random's Omen. would have been my options. Actually, you could have instead of the Leandries, instead of the Rylai's, you could have gone Randuin's and Stoneplate, and you would have been pretty much unkillable at that point. Unfortunately, your team didn't really do much, so I can understand why you went more damage items, but it's not optimal on Galio, and that's kind of one of the reasons why you got blown up a lot by the Vayne, is you didn't have enough armor to deal with her. So, yep, definitely ways that you can improve from a build order perspective, definitely ways you can improve in the laning phase. Laning phase especially, look at your mini-map, think about where you should be warding based on what champions are in the game, and you should always have a reason for why you're pushing your lane, or why you're letting the lane push into you, or why you're trying to keep the lane neutral, or why you're trying to freeze the lane. You shouldn't just mindlessly push, mindlessly autopilot. There should be a thought process behind what you do in the laning phase, because wave dynamics is a huge part of League of Legends that a lot of people don't talk about enough. But how you control the minion wave can completely change whether you win or lose a lane, or whether you win or lose the game. So yeah, those are the things I would focus on. I'd focus on map awareness. I'd focus on understanding wave dynamics and understanding like when you should push, when you should freeze, when you should do different things. And besides that, I think you could climb. I think you can climb, especially if you correct those two things. I think that you're definitely selling yourself short, and that you could easily get silver, maybe even low gold if you clean up some of your play a little bit and clean up a little bit of your decision making. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button. If you have one of your own replays that you would like to submit to me, you can do that at randomoniumreplays@gmail.com. I would prefer if you would send me a loss, because I feel like you can learn a lot more from losses than wins. And I also feel like losses are more fun. There's more kind of lull moments. So, for that reason. And if you guys want me to talk about like random stuff, like if you want to ask me questions during these videos, this is a great time for me to just answer like random stuff, or I can talk about my life or my life experiences. I'm a pretty old guy now. I'm 31. I've been around the gaming community for a while. I'm definitely past my prime. I'm not that good at video games anymore. But I used to be really good. I used to be good. Not good anymore, but I definitely have a lot of knowledge, and I've pretty much been coaching people and mentoring people and tutoring people for, about half my life now. So I've been doing this since high school. So that's what I enjoy to do in my spare time. I like to try and help people out, and I'd love to help you guys out as well. So yeah, let me know what you guys want me to do, and I'll keep putting out these videos if you like them. And if you don't like them, let me know what you don't like about it. I'm always open to improvement or suggestions, or if you think I should just completely can this series, then that's fine too. It's definitely your opinion, and I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. This is Randomonium, signing off.